Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're diving into Suzanne Freese's Embracing the Paradigm Shift, moving beyond coding in qualitative research.
Oh, interesting choice.
Yeah, coding, it's like the backbone of qualitative research, right?
Absolutely.
Sifting through interviews, field notes, all that.
Yep.
Looking for those hidden patterns and themes. But what if AI could do it all?
Ooh, that's the question, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe even make traditional coding obsolete.
Big change.
Freeze seems to think so. And she's not just talking about it, she's actually using AI tools in her own work.
Yeah, she's really walking the walk, huh?
Totally.
Which is what makes her perspective so fascinating. I mean, she has that deep understanding of traditional methods, like all that coding she did for her dissertation.
Right, the impulse buying one.
Yeah, exactly. But she's also totally embracing AI's potential,
To like revolutionize the whole field.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about coding for a second.
Sure.
It's always been this essential process, right?
Uh-huh.
Taking all that messy data, all the interviews and stuff, and making sense of it.
Yeah, turning it into something meaningful, finding the patterns.
Exactly. Freeze even mentions how in her dissertation she had this one code definition of impulse buying.
Oh, wow.
And she used it 169 times across 57 interviews.
That's a lot of coding.
Tons. So now she's saying AI could change all that.
Right.
Is she saying we just, throw coding out the window?
Not necessarily. I think Freeze is very careful to say that AI isn't about, abandoning the core principles of qualitative research.
Okay.
It's more about finding new ways to get to those goals.
So not replacing human insight.
No, more like amplifying it.
Okay, I get that. So it's more of an evolution than a revolution.
Exactly. Think of it like switching from a manual transmission to an automatic.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
You're still in control, but the process is smoother, more efficient. Freeze calls this new approach dialogical analysis.
Dialogical analysis.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. Imagine just being able to ask your data a question like, what are the 3 most common anxieties entrepreneurs experience?
Wow.
And getting a clear answer, backed up by evidence. That's what this new approach could offer.
That sounds amazing, but I have to admit, I'm a little skeptical too. AI gets a lot of flack for being a black box.
Right.
We don't always know how it's getting its answers.
Yeah, that lack of transparency can be a problem.
Especially for qualitative research, where rigor and, being able to replicate things are so important.
It's a valid concern. But let's think about human coding for a second.
Okay.
Is it really that transparent? I mean, do we really know all the thought processes that go into creating codes and assigning data?
Good point.
We often just trust the researcher's judgment, right?
Yeah, we do.
And AI might actually be able to increase transparency in some ways.
Really?
Yeah, because with AI, you have a complete record of every interaction, every question you asked, every answer it gave, like an audit trail.
That's interesting. I guess I never thought about it that way.
It's a different perspective for sure.
Okay, so I bet not everyone is sold on AI just yet. What are some of the concerns researchers have?
Well, Freeze brings up a few things. Some people are worried AI will automate their jobs away.
Yeah, I can see that.
It'll take over the creative and analytical parts of their work.
Right.
Others are concerned AI will be used as a shortcut.
Just getting instant answers without really thinking critically about things.
Exactly. And then there are researchers who just really value the process of coding itself.
They see it as part of the journey, huh?
Yeah, it's an essential part of their analytical process.
So there's a fear that AI will make the researcher less important, less involved.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. But Freeze argues that AI could actually enhance the researcher's role.
Oh, interesting.
By, taking over the tedious tasks and letting researchers focus on the higher level thinking.
The stuff that makes qualitative research so valuable.
Yeah.
So using AI to boost human intelligence, not replace it.
Precisely. But this shift definitely requires researchers to develop new skills.
Freeze talks about the art of asking questions. What does she mean by that?
It's about learning how to have a conversation with your data,
Okay.
Instead of just coding segments, you're engaging in a dialogue with the AI, asking questions, refining your queries as you go, and ultimately uncovering deeper layers of meaning.
Wow, so we're not just code makers anymore, we're like data whisperers.
I like that. It's about speaking the language of AI, understanding what it can and can't do, and using it to push the boundaries of what's possible in qualitative research. And that's where it gets really exciting. Freeze outlines 3 key ways AI can transform the analytical process.
Okay, I'm hooked. What are those 3 areas?
Well, first, there's this idea of iterative questioning. AI lets you ask more and more refined questions, kind of peeling back the layers of your data like an onion.
Oh, I like that. So instead of having this fixed set of codes,
Exactly. You can explore your data in a more dynamic way.
uncovering connections you might have missed.
Right. And because you can go back and forth so
You
quickly.
can keep refining those questions.
Exactly. Getting closer and closer to the heart of what you're trying to understand.
Wow, that's powerful.
Right.
What's the second area where AI can really shake things up?
It's what Fries calls reflexive practices. Imagine having this AI partner
Okay.
that can challenge your assumptions.
Oh, wow.
Make you think about other perspectives.
Yeah.
Help you break free from confirmation bias, you know?
Like a built-in devil's advocate.
Exactly. Pushing you to think more critically and creatively about your data.
So it's not just about analyzing the data itself.
No.
It's about using AI to improve your own thinking.
Absolutely. And that brings us to the third key area, transparent documentation.
Okay.
With AI, every interaction, every question, every response, it's all recorded.
So you have a complete record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A full audit trail of your analysis, something you rarely get with traditional coding.
That's a really good point.
Right.
It tackles that whole black box concern head on.
Yeah.
But even with all these advantages, some researchers are probably still attached to their highlighters, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
What would you say to those folks? The ones hesitant to embrace this AI shift.
I get it. Change can be scary, especially when it comes to something as fundamental as research methods. But I'd encourage them to just try it out.
Experiment with the AI tools.
Yeah. See how they can enhance their work. Fries talks about feeling this renewed sense of excitement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when she started using AI. And she's someone deeply rooted in traditional methods.
That's a powerful testament. It's not about abandoning the art of qualitative research.
Right.
It's about finding new ways to express it. But this shift has implications for training new researchers, doesn't it?
Right.
What skills will they need in this AI-powered world?
Definitely. Methodological training needs to evolve. We need to equip researchers with a basic understanding of AI, you know?
Not just how to use the tools, but like the bigger picture.
Exactly. Understanding the capabilities, the limitations, the ethical considerations. How to maintain methodological integrity with these new tools.
It's not just about learning the buttons and dials. It's about a whole new mindset.
Right? Absolutely. Being able to evaluate AI outputs, spot biases, make sure their research is still rigorous.
It's a huge shift. Researchers need to understand how AI changes the very nature of qualitative research.
Yeah, how we approach data, how we see ourselves as researchers, it's a big deal.
It's like we're moving away from data as this fixed, static thing.
To something more dynamic, fluid.
Yeah, something you can interact with, learn from in a deeper way.
That's a great way to put it. And that shift is at the heart of what Fries is talking about.
Like a whole new way of thinking.
Mhm.
And that requires like a certain comfort with uncertainty, doesn't it?
For sure. We're stepping into uncharted territory here. We don't know exactly where this will lead. It's true. But that's also what makes it so exciting. We have a chance to shape the future of research, you know?
Redefine what's possible.
Exactly. Push the boundaries of human understanding.
I'm getting excited just thinking about it. But let's be real for a second. There are going to be some bumps in the road. What are some potential pitfalls researchers need to watch out for?
One big one is bias in AI models. These models are trained on massive data sets, and those data sets can reflect existing societal biases.
So we can't just blindly trust the machine.
Right. We need to be aware of the potential for bias and actively work to mitigate it.
So human oversight is still crucial.
Absolutely. Researchers need to be able to evaluate the AI's output, recognize potential biases, and ensure their interpretations are grounded in solid methodology.
It sounds like we're walking a tightrope.
Yeah.
We want to embrace the power of AI, but also be cautious about the downsides.
That's a perfect analogy. It's about finding that balance, you know, where we can use AI effectively without sacrificing the integrity of our research.
And we need to remember that this is an ongoing process. AI is constantly evolving. What's cutting edge today might be old news tomorrow.
Exactly. Continuous learning is key. We need to stay informed about the latest developments, experiment with new tools, and be ready to adapt as the technology changes.
It's like we're all students in this new era of AI-assisted research. We need to be humble, curious, and ready to challenge our own assumptions as we explore this new territory.
Well said. And I think that spirit of humility and curiosity is what will ultimately lead us to a future where AI and qualitative research can work together, you know, to help us gain a deeper understanding of the human experience.
That's a beautiful thought. And on that note of curiosity and exploration, let's take a quick pause. Stay tuned.
AI whispers, let's dive in. Qualitative flow, leading the way. Discover the tales in a digital sway.
We're back, ready to wrap up our AI and qualitative research deep dive.
It's pretty wild to think how AI is already being used out there.
Right before our break, we were getting into all these amazing possibilities, like analyzing these huge data sets, the kind that would take human researchers forever.
What future possibilities have you excited?
Ooh, good question. I think the development of AI models that can understand language even better.
Yeah, like picking up on sarcasm?
Yeah. Humor, emotions, all that.
Right. Imagine analyzing not just what people say, but how they say it.
It would give you so much more depth.
Absolutely. It'd be like having an AI that can read between the lines.
Amazing.
Another thing I'm excited about is how AI can work with other new technologies, like virtual reality and augmented reality.
Whoa, that's next level stuff.
Right. Freeze even talks about creating virtual environments where researchers can immerse themselves in their data, like interacting with AI avatars that represent different perspectives.
That sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it really highlights how the possibilities are pretty much endless.
It's mind-blowing.
It's an incredible time to be doing this kind of research, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, as we wrap up our deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
Go for it.
If you could ask an AI assistant anything about your research data, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good one. It really gets you thinking about how we approach qualitative research in a whole new way.
It's not just about getting answers.
Right.
It's about using AI to ask better questions.
Exactly. And by asking those questions, by having that conversation between researcher and AI, I think we can discover new things, challenge our assumptions, and expand our understanding of the world in ways we never imagined.
It's like we're setting off on a grand adventure, and AI is our trusty guide.
Love that analogy. Helping us explore uncharted territory and uncover those hidden gems.
Exactly. So keep exploring, keep asking questions. And thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI and qualitative research.
Whispers, let's dive in. Qualitative flow, leading the way. Discover the tale